We're a new New York City restaurant. Instead of New American, we're New New York City. I'm Homer Murray, and I am the chef and the owner of 21 Greenpoint in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. I went to art school. I got a bachelor's degree in photography, and I did that for a few years, but I always kind of worked on the side, flipping eggs and that kind of thing. And then it was just this drug I couldn't kick, you know? When I wasn't working in photos, I was reading cookbooks and I was cooking at home, and I just sort of had to cast myself free, and I brought myself here. All I want is for when you walk in the door, you're greeted by a smiling face, you're treated to a lovely cocktail, some delicious food, the music is good, the lighting is nice, people are kind, and you leave with a smile on your face. It's that simple. I want the diner to taste the food and to see that this is thoughtful, whether it's the sourcing of ingredients, whether it's the way it's produced, whether it's the way it's cooked. As long as every little bit has been thought of, then you don't really have to think too much. It's an old saying, but without farmers, there's no food. And that's something that we certainly believe in. The idea that you can source almost every ingredient that you need to prepare a full menu from 100 miles away, even less, is exciting to me. And it's also challenging. And that's part of what makes it fun, but it's also part of what makes you a chef, I think. You have to keep it as close to New York City as possible. It means a lot to me. I'm from New York City. You know, I'm born and I'm raised here, and I'm never gonna leave here. And so I want to use everything I can to keep this place as special as it is. And those farmers are a big part of it. The restaurant opened on September 21st, 2016. During our opening weekend, Peter Kelly, who's a chef of a few restaurants upstate, he had the bright idea to have my dad bartend. He's always been very supportive of me and very supportive of the restaurant, and he really likes bartending when he has the chance. And he did a pretty fine job. To be supported by my dad as thoroughly as I am is incredibly rewarding and incredibly empowering.
Who is the restaurant for?
The restaurant is for my mom. Yeah, the idea that I could open a place and do a good job and get a pat on the head from my mom every once in a while feels good. I burst into tears as soon as I found out about the Bib Gourmand. As a matter of fact, I only found out because my buddy Paulie G, who owns a restaurant up the street, put it on his Instagram. That award specifically is the one that I always thought was the most pertinent to what we were trying to achieve here. Even more than a Michelin star. I don't want to open Danielle. I don't want to work there. You know, I like it here. So I screamed and I yelled. I called my mom. I called my general manager. I called my dad, and here we go. And I said, I did this thing, and he said, I'm proud of you. And I cried like a baby on the sidewalk. I sat down, and it was everything. I mean, that was the culmination of all of these years. It was all that work. And you know, if that's it, then that's it. I'm cool with that. I did it once. Walk away. No. It's not about sort of climbing a ladder, and it's not about maintaining. It's not about keeping it even, you know? It's about making things better. It's about just sort of growing up as a man and as a restaurant. This was a neighborhood that didn't need more restaurants, but I wanted to give another one. I wanted to do right by my neighborhood, and I think I did.